I know, you know, somehow the world is gonna be so wonderful.
That is not how that song goes, but okay.
We'll add that to a blooper.
Okay. Hello. My name is Matt. That's Sam. We are Pod-1218. What that means is we're in the universe Earth 1218, where we exist in a world where it is devoid of all superheroes and supernatural stuff. Theoretically, devoid of supernatural stuff,
Big
but we're
point.
open to interpretations.
Yeah,
Today, Sam is going to lead in with some news that's
yeah,
happened recently, both
we
big
got
and small.
a
But
lot
just
going
know if it
on.
is small, it's okay.
Yeah,
Take it away, Sam.
size doesn't matter. Nevertheless, we'll get into it.
Canonically, Sam is 3'12", so
I am a short king. I'll give you that. I just don't have a crown. That's my crown right there, right there. That little
your crown
fedora
is that
trophy.
Morbius box behind you.
Yeah, surprise Morbius cameo. I'm glad you brought that up. Are we gonna be doing this every episode?
I think this is the bit,
Yeah,
honestly.
this is the
Morbius,
bit we have.
yes,
Morbius right
Morbius is.
here. Still sealed. I have not watched it yet.
You
This is
haven't
our
watched
our
the movie at all,
no, I haven't.
bro. We gotta watch that together.
We gotta add that to the wheel.
Yeah, if we ever get big enough for a Patreon, we should do a Morbius watch party.
That'll be fun. Alright. So leading into it, one of our first news topics is congratulations to Chris Evans and Alba Batista. They have welcomed their first child to the world. That means that all of the OG 6 Avengers are now parents, actually, as well. So,
Oh, wow.
congratulations to them. Big step in their life. We look forward to that. Second topic, a young Canadian cosplayer has blown up on the internet for cosplaying Nightwing. Now, the male audience has kind of ridiculed him because he wasn't exactly ripped or shredded or the correct body physique of Nightwing, which is unfortunate, but the internet is the internet. And the female audience has been absolutely going at him. He
Yeah,
has
eating
been
him up.
yeah, they have been loving him. Yeah, so that's also something.
That's I actually really like that dichotomy because as a
Yeah.
bigger person, it makes me feel like I can actually
Yeah.
do a cosplay that isn't within my, body constraints. Like
And
I've always kind of put myself in a box when it comes to like cosplay ideas.
and if body image is going to be the worst thing that we have to worry about for cosplay, I might be in a world of trouble for for Black Panther there. So
Yes, yes. I mean, there is a white iteration of Black Panther that's more modern, where I believe I don't know if it's like long down the road or if he just like acquired the Black Panther's powers or whatever. But that is a thing, like within the stuff. Like there is a white man in Wakanda with the Black Panther like soul and spirit or whatever.
mhm.
So I know that a lot of people think of that like take it on weirdly, but I mean like I don't know. We just got to see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes
Have,
duality is just something that needs to be done, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think us two as white men can really say that he either deserves to be in that spot or not,
Yeah.
but, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'll read the comic,
Yeah.
but
So yeah, on to the third topic. The 2026 Sonic Temple Festival lineup was revealed. And let me
really.
tell you, I want to go to this. This is looking so much fun to go to. Just a brief iteration of some of the bands that are performing. We got My Chemical Romance, Pierce the Veil, Good Charlotte, Spring, Breaking Benjamin, Slime, Marilyn Manson, and on, I believe, Friday, we got the leading. Friday is the day I want to go to specifically for this. We got Shinedown leading, we got The Offspring, we got Stained, we got Sublime, we got Simple Plan, we got Stone Temple Pilots, we got Daughtry, we got, where was the other one? We got Buck Cherry, and we got Hinder. So that in and
That's
of
more
itself,
like the country-esque, like rock country-esque, because Buck Cherry,
yeah,
and then obviously they got Stained, Daughtry,
yeah, but
stuff like that. But yeah, I know why you want to go to that one though, because Shine
yeah,
Down.
yeah, they're one of my favorite bands.
I
I have
would
a
go
couple.
to that one because of Stone Temple Pilots myself, but
Yeah, that would be an experience to see as well. So hopefully in the future I'm gonna be going to that. Maybe you can tag along too if you want.
yeah,
Um,
maybe.
we'll see, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then next on the news on my end is apparently I just found out about this 4 days ago. The official White House Instagram posted they posted a slide like picture on Instagram.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about. I know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, this was. I'm surprised I just found out about this today. This was insane to me. So,
God.
GameStop had announced
Yeah.
the end of the console wars, and
Yeah.
along with that, the White House posted a picture of the president, Donald Trump, standing in front of the White House on the lawn with two American flags, might I add, and the president was dressed as Master Chief. He had the body armor on, the sword, and his helmet was off, of course, so you could see that it was indeed Donald Trump. And yes, this was an official post on the White House's Instagram. This was a surprise that I found.
It's almost I would say almost as bad as when they did his face on Superman.
Yeah.
You know, back when Superman came out.
Mm,
But I don't know. That it was so funny to me because I also think it's funny that GameStop thinks that they can end this like theoretical feud, like this like metaphysical thing that actually doesn't really exist because people will
crossplay.
have their opinion. Yeah, like people will have their opinion anyways, but also like the amount of crossplay and the amount of like games that Xbox has on the PlayStation now and stuff that PlayStation has, like PlayStation specific IPs that I can get on Xbox now.
Yeah.
Like it's, if anything, like it's more so like a console like hierarchy, because
Yeah.
now the only console that has yet to like give IPs but instead take IPs from other companies is Nintendo.
Yeah. I
Nintendo will
know.
not give anything out, but they'll just
Yeah.
take and take.
They are very strict on copyright too. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's the
You will
news on
not
my
hear
end.
a Pokemon theme song from either of us
Yeah.
on this
Actually,
account.
they're called Pokemon on our
Mm.
podcast.
We're gonna just unify the two words. We're just gonna say pocket monsters.
Pocket Pocket Mans, Pocket
Pocket
Pals.
mangs. Pocket pals. Now we're gonna get sued by Pal World.
God.
God damn it. It never ends!
So,
Did anybody pass away? I feel like I saw someone passed away. I could be wrong though.
I don't remember if it was this week or last week, but I think one of the guitarists for Kiss passed away, didn't he?
Yes. Ace Frehley. Ace
Yeah.
Frehley has passed away. Excuse me. And also, what else? What else? It was a lady. She died. Recent celebrity deaths.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to him. And then a specific Diane Keaton. Diane
Oh,
Keaton has passed away
yeah.
recently. Known for a plethora of movies. The one that I know is, I believe, The First Wives Club, which is a really nice, kind of like a romantic comedy between three wives that are sharing allegedly one husband. I don't know why I said allegedly. He definitely is in the middle of that. But it's a very, very nice movie. I also was like, I just remember seeing her in a lot of the older, not older movies, but like, you know, they're at least over 15 years old now. And
Yeah.
I thought she was very attractive from a young age, and I didn't realize how old she was. So, yeah. If she was still alive, she could still hit, not gonna lie. But Chris Evans' wife, Alba Baptista.
Yes, Alba Baptista.
Okay, that makes sense. She's 28. How old is he? 43?
No. Apparently they did have a baby girl, so...
Oh, my bad. He's 44. 16-year age difference. Come on, Chris. Come on. Leave some for the rest of us, guy. Anyways, so I wanted to move on. Moving on, I wanted to bring up a new game that has just released not that recently. One that I am most definitely going to be playing, and I'm super excited to see what it has in store. But brought to you by some ex-developers of Telltale Games and the company Critical Role, known well for their Dungeons & Dragons playthroughs and live plays. I'm a big fan of theirs. They recently released Dispatch, a linear story game with superheroes, with a lot of online presence as voice actors.
Oh yeah, a lot of big...
Moist Critical. We got Jacksepticeye. We got obviously Matthew Mercer, Travis Willingham, and probably the most like out of this entire thing, weird, Aaron Paul.
Yep.
Jesse Pinkman himself as the main character, doing a voice role, which I'm super excited to see how that turns out when I actually do play it, because that is super awesome. I'm really excited to see what that has in store. I haven't heard anything about this game. The only things I've seen are the trailer and a couple clips here and there.
Yeah, I've seen some clips too. It looks like a pretty fun game. I haven't looked too much into it, but definitely might be something I plan on getting. Could be something that we throw into as a podcast topic, throw into the wheel as well.
For sure. I only want to do that once one of us has played it, though, so that it gives incentive for the other to play it. But, yeah, so that is definitely something to look forward to in the future once we do end up playing it. Bouncing off of that, though, with Critical Role being in topic, actually would like to discuss slightly, I know you don't like Dungeons & Dragons, or at least you haven't played it much, as well as other like tabletop role-playing games and stuff like that. Critical Role's Legends of Vox Machina Season 4 is coming out very soon. I believe it's at the beginning of next year, so probably mid-January, early February is when we're looking forward to that. I don't think that there's been an actual date released. I'm going to double check that as I bring up this next topic. Critical Role's Mighty 9, which is a new animated series based on their campaign 2 of Critical Role, based around a bunch of ragtag people who come together in a bound of trauma, which is super awesome. I love that. Legend of Vox Machina Season 4 release date. Wait, what is this? It's looking like early 2026 for Season 4 of that. I'm thinking that the entire series is probably going to be about a 5-season ordeal, considering I've actually listened to the entire campaign, and if there's any other fans of Critical Role listening to this, it's probably going to cap off at Season 5, so that'll be super fun. Because Season 4, I don't think it's going to go into the main meat and potatoes. It's just going to lead up to it, kind of like how Stranger Things Season 4 did, or Season 3 into 4 did, and then now Season 4 going into 5, where it's like the final part. We know it's the final part. People who are a fan of Critical Role will know what I'm talking about when I say this, because it just kind of makes sense. This is going to be like I'm assuming it's going to be really good, because the last 3 seasons were fantastic, but it's going to be a lot of like minuscule things leading up to and giving like little hints of pieces of the main bad guy that's going to be in Season 5. And then the end of the show, presumptively. That's just my idea of it. And then, yes, so in November, we have the Mighty 9 coming out, and that I am so excited for, because the Mighty 9 arguably is probably my favorite of the two. That has just a larger, like, aspect of, like, different characters. Whereas, like, the Legends of Vox Machina, they start out as a group of, like, just ragtag adventurers who have no money, no nothing, like they are at the bare bottom of nothing, and then they just stumble into all these different adventures that they end up like being the core like group to take care of these things. Mighty 9, way in the future past Critical Role's Legend of Vox Machina. I'm super excited. I think you guys will too. Definitely check that out when it comes out because that is awesome. Let's see, what else? Subnautica. That is coming out soon for me on stream. I'm super excited. I know we've talked about it a couple times.
Definitely
I finally
a
beat
solid
Baldur's
game.
Gate 3. That's pretty good. This has just turned into like me talking about stuff that I'm excited for and then like what's to come on my other endeavors. So I'm going to see, is there anything you wanted to talk about based on what I said about like the Legends of Vox Machina? I don't know if you've watched it.
I have not.
I think you would really like it. It's genuinely, you wouldn't know that this is like a Dungeons and Dragons show watching the show. It's just a high fantasy animated adult show.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I'm not big on fantasy.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, as much as I like some stuff, I'm not big into like just fantasy stuff. I think the farthest reach I've gone into fantasy is maybe The Hobbit.
Have you watched The Lord of the Rings?
I haven't watched the movies.
What the
Yeah.
is wrong with you?
I'm not a big fantasy guy. I know a lot of people like want me to play certain games too, and I'm just like, okay, and I like start it, and then it's like I can't get into like the swords and dragons and like fantasy type stuff. But
Are you more sci-fi then?
a little bit. I'm not big into Star Wars. I have watched some of the main Star Wars movies. I'm not big into like the TV shows or anything like that. I've watched a couple episodes of Star Trek, but I mean, it's just...
This is upsetting.
Yeah.
You're upsetting me, Sam.
It's just
I'm
not
calling
something
off the podcast.
I can get into sometimes. I mean, sometimes I try, and sometimes I do get into it, but other times it's just like, I don't know what it is either. There's just...
You're just not opening yourself up to whimsy. It's all whimsy, man.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know.
I do want to say, though, the only thing really fantasy-y about the Dungeons and Dragons, like, Vox Machina stuff is the fact that there are dragons in, like, seasons 1 through 3.
Okay.
You know, and, like, obviously, season 3, there's some Feywild stuff, and Feywild is, like, the most fantasy you could get, really, in my opinion. Because you go to like a new world inside of a world that the normalcy in that world is like dragon spells and shit, whereas Feywild is just a realm of chaos and like mystical creatures and shit. But like the Legend of Vox Machina, it has like a very good story. It's not entirely like we're going into a cave to like fight a giant dragon. That's not what it is. It's a very detailed story driven by the characters that you're following instead of like, hey guys, we're in the wilderness and there's mythical beasts everywhere. It's not structured as your generic Dungeons and Dragons game. It's not structured like a generic TTRPG. Like, I'm surprised that you don't even like just like your base stuff. Like, so you probably wouldn't like Skyrim, right?
Maybe played Skyrim for like a couple hours when I was younger. I mean, there's a little bit of like fantasy stuff when it comes to like Monster Hunter. I mean, so maybe I just
think
need
that's
to
pretty decently fantasy, actually.
maybe I just need to try to like get into it a little bit more. I don't know.
So the whole point behind like fantasy is you're like fantasizing about having powers beyond your control and like mystical beasts beyond this world. That's like the whole reason it's defined as fantasy. The entire like the concept of fantasy is people in older times with swords and stuff. Their main technology is magic. You know what I mean? When you get into modern times, science fiction is just modern fantasy or futuristic fantasy. So I think that you just... do you enjoy like medieval things at all? Do you like the Renaissance fair? Nothing?
Not in particularly, no.
So you just might have like a problem with medieval stuff.
Could be. Maybe that's just my issue.
Like, imagine if Star Wars had, like, obviously they have the Force. That's a mystical, like, you know, a mystical power. that, both sides of like the Force can feed on and utilize. But like, imagine a futuristic sense where like everything is super like technology based, and then there's also monsters that roam the world. That's kind of Monster Hunter.
I mean, a little bit, but also it's just not futuristic. It's just set in another world. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know what.
You should play High on Life.
Is that the talking alien
Yes.
game? Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen
Made
clips
by
of it.
Justin Roiland and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a super funny game. It's like, I would say, a shooter second. It's a first person shooter, just onslaught game. It's that second. It's mainly comedy and like story driven.
Okay.
It's super fun though. Super fun. I beat that game. That was really fun. I bought the DLC. Never played it, mainly because Justin Roiland is a piece of shit, and I know that Justin Roiland isn't a part of it anymore, and they just replaced, the voice actor, someone who can impersonate Justin Roiland impersonating someone else. But I don't know. I can never really get behind it again. I might play the DLC sometime, but like, I'm not really worried about it,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you have some issue with medieval time. Do you like, have you tried watching like Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I've seen clips of it. I have watched Monty Python's The Life of Brian, but I mean that's not really. That's like way before medieval times.
Yeah, that's caveman, no?
Oh, that's like Christ.
Same difference. No, I jest. I'm a joker.
He's a jester. A joker.
I'm a jester.
Jack in the Box.
Some would say nothing. Nobody would say anything. I'm a fool. A fool I've been. I prance around for you ish people. So, yeah, that stuff has, coming up. Trying to think. There's no major developments in movies that I can think of right now. Obviously, we're all looking forward to Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is going to be a nice breath of fresh air from what I've been seeing. Mm-hmm. We're going to be setting up Mr. Negative, I think, is what it's going to be setting up, but using Max Gargan as the main villain of this one. Or it could be setting up the Sinister Six for good old, I can't think of his name, Holland. Yes, there we go.
Who?
Jesus.
You can't remember his name because they made you forget his name.
Well, we're not in that universe, so.
Oh, right.
Who is Spider-Man? Give me pics of Spider-Man!
There is a development with the Batman 2. Matt Reeves has just finished the script, and he has moved on to the casting process, I believe. So.
Really?
Yep.
They should cast me as Catwoman.
I was gonna say they should cast both of us as like random like podcasters. Just throw in a clip of our podcast in there. So
Matt Reeves, if you're listening.
And we know you are.
Yes, we know that you are one of 12 people listening to this. I loved Batman Part 1. I loved it so much. You want to put me in your movie. You want to put me in your movie. Even if I die to like Clayface. Or Hush, whoever it may be. If I get stabbed in the face, so be it. I'll take it. I'll take it like a champ. I don't even have to talk. You don't have to listen to me. It's fine.
Yeah.
As long as I can be in there.
You.
I mean, are you a fan of, like, story games?
Yeah, I do like some story games. Yeah, I do like them. Sometimes I have a hard time getting back into them once I've started them. I think that's my main flaw. I have a problem with actually sitting down and finishing a game. Most of the times I'll start a game like within like the first 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll like have stuff to do, so I just stop playing, and then like 2 weeks later I'm like, I get back into it and I'm like, do I want to continue the story or just start over because I don't know where I'm at?
That's me with like Skyrim. I'll play Skyrim for like 30 hours. We all know that Skyrim does not take 30 hours to play. It takes way more. So I'll play Skyrim like intermittently a couple days out of the week, and just continue the story. And then one of my friends will be like, okay, let's play Marvel Rivals. Let's play, XYZ. At the time, I was playing Skyrim. The last time I was playing Skyrim, I was playing a barbarian type-esque with a a giant two-handed axe, and I like had a pretty high stealth stat as well. So I was just this big Argonian dude, kind of sneaking around and then chopping people in half. And then I ended up playing Overwatch with my friends for like weeks on end, every day after school, and then I never went back to it. And then just went. It's like the Minecraft phase, you know. You get into Minecraft for like a 2-week period, and then you like build up a base, and you're like, dude, I could literally do this forever. We should just play this for a while, and then boom. It takes one gaming session out of the loop, it's over.
Yeah. It's
so over. Especially if it's like a game I've already like restarted so many times. It's like I'm never getting past this part. I'm never unless I just like steamroll the like main story and like don't do anything on the side, it just gets out of hand. And that's a problem I have with a lot of games like that.
Yeah. And for me, as much as I like story game content, I also want a little bit of post-game content, you know? Like, I want to continue playing the game. Like, I don't just want to replay the game, like, 5 times. So, like, if I finish the game, and I'm like, yeah, I want to replay it, I'll replay it. But if I finish the game on my 3rd replay, and I'm like, I want to replay the game, and then I realize, like, if I replay the game, like, for a 4th or 5th time, how much of it is going to change, really?
Yeah, I mean, I've played through my favorite game of all time, Life is Strange. Life is Strange is probably one of the best story games, at least the first one, is one of the first, like, best story-driven, linear games where there's, like, not a lot to do other than make choices, you know? And that, you know, impacts the story in minute ways until you get to the end, right? I can only replay that so many times. And a problem I run into is I either have to replay it every couple years just so I can feel something, and then get to the point where I'm like, okay, I have all the achievements, there's no reason to come back and play this. This is a 1-time, 2-time experience. And most of the time, the second experience, I'm making all the same choices again. There's nothing new. I just want to be a nice person. I hate doing villain runs. Villain runs piss me off because I'm not a bad person. I don't like being mean. I don't like making this character that I know to be nice be mean. There's no reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you can be a bad person in this game and do bad things. It doesn't like impact it exponentially, but like it does over like time. You know, it carves out this story, and like these characters react to you in certain ways based on what you say. Why do I want to be mean if it's not impacting the main meat and potatoes ending of the story? What is the point of being mean other than to just be like, I got a funny dialogue option. Yeah. Now this person's pissed at me. I still am gonna go on to the next part. I'm still gonna be able to beat the game. What's the point?
I know there are some games that have, like, multiple endings. They'll have, like, an ending 1, an ending 2, but they'll also end up with too many endings. They'll be, like, ending 1A, ending 1B, ending 1BC, or something. And it's, like, ending 4...
I'm looking at you, Elden Ring.
That's another game I kind of got into, but I haven't played too much of, just because it's just... Not only is it, like, medieval fantasy, but I have a hard time getting into, like, complicated RPGs, because for some reason it's just too much for my brain to understand all at once. Like, I need people to explain it into, like, simpler terms for me to really grasp the concept and get into it, you know?
Are you talking, like, what do you mean explain it to you? Are you talking lore?
No, not the lore, like how to play the game. One of the things I don't really... This is kind of applies to, like, RPGs, and also a little bit of, like, Dungeons and Dragons, too, is, like, I don't understand every single characteristic. Like, for me, there are a little too many characteristics, and I just don't understand what each one does in a certain scenario. And I would need, like, 2 to 3 hours of, like, someone to sit me down and, like, explain, hey, this is what this thing does, this would be what you use in this case, this is what, you know, like, this aspect of your character does in this case, and this is how you would follow into this, how you want to make your character into this. This is what you would apply to make your character into this. And some games, they do that, and I appreciate that. But other games, they just kind of like expect you to know RPG rules, which as a newcomer into certain RPG games, you don't understand.
So I don't mean this in a bad way, trust me. You chose arguably the worst game to start your RPG adventure on, if Elden Ring is one of the first RPGs you played.
Well,
because Elden Ring, what else have you played?
I mean, let's see. Let me bring up like a list of RPGs.
I was going to say, what do you quantify as an RPG as well?
Yeah, because RPG is like a real broad category. Like, in the sense, like, RPGs you're just playing as like a character. But like, there are something. Wow, this is.
I was gonna say, genuinely, like most games are RPG games. Mm-hmm. Like, you're putting yourself in the shoes of like most people. You're role playing that person and what you think they would do.
Right.
Most games though don't allow you to choose who you are. That's what quantifies a role playing game, where you have a character creation, you put in your name for that character. So realistically, FIFA, Madden, NBA, those are all RPG technically.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, people who play these games either are also into that game in real life and play that game in real life, but a good portion of them are not. They play these games because they watch NBA. They play these games because they watch NFL. And so on and so forth. You make your own character, your player, for a team, and then you roleplay in the career mode. My character just got out of college hockey in NHL. Whoa, I'm playing NHL 25. My character just got out of college. It starts you out in a college game, and then it gives you options of where you get assigned to in the NHL structure. And now you're playing for the Detroit Red Wings or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See,
and it's just like
I looked up RPG like RPG
what?
games, and some of them are like actual, like what
High
I would
fantasy.
Describe as like a classic RPG, like Final Fantasy, Divinity, The Outer Worlds, Fire Emblem, Cyberpunk. Like, some of those games I like have watched, and I do enjoy like playing them. But other games like I mean, I played Divinity with some of my friends, but I also tried a run through on my own of Divinity, and I just couldn't get into it. I played like 2 hours of the game, and I still didn't understand what I was doing. Like, maybe it's
that's usually
me as
what
a
you
person.
get when you play. That's what you get when you play Divinity.
Maybe it
because Divinity is made by the same people that made Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it's like a different like combat system, I think, or something. But I mean,
it's very similar. But
yeah,
the whole thing with RPGs, like I said, I think what quantifies the a good like indicator that it's an RPG is if you're creating your own character and it's throwing you into this world where your character is going to do something.
Okay.
And so you make choices, you do stuff, and that impacts, items you pick up. You do quests, you do this, you do that. RPG game, Cyberpunk 2077. That's an RPG game, but that is in the future. RPG games aren't always high fantasy. RPG games, could be Fallout, where you're in a post-apocalyptic world. But I was saying that really all video games are RPGs as long as you are playing a character. Obviously games like Balatro, that's not an RPG. That's just like a 2D number game. You know what I mean? And
there's like a term for that type of game, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, there's Civilization. Civilization is a strategy game.
Yeah.
Where you're not exactly doing anything like that. There's all these like, obviously there's Farmer, what is the farming one?
Stardew Valley?
No, like the actual like farming simulator. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's literally what it is. Yeah, where you're essentially, even then, you're role playing a literal role in real life. You are actively bird's eye viewing a farmer doing stuff. You're in a tycoon game like Zoo Tycoon or Or The Sims. The Sims isn't really an RPG because you're role-playing essentially a god in creating these characters, that do stuff. But in, like, Zoo Tycoon, you're role-playing someone who's architecturally, like, setting up a zoo and, like, making that shit up and doing that stuff. Roller Coaster Tycoon, same shit. You're role-playing as someone who is doing this stuff. Or you're just doing it. I don't know. It's just an idea. But, like, to me, I feel like RPGs are only, categorized as such when you are creating a character and you're going out and you're accepting quests and doing that. But in my eyes, you're role-playing whatever character you're playing. What would Joel do in The Last of Us? That's what you're thinking. What would Joel do? Or what would Ellie do? Because you can make decisions in that game.
Right.
They're not grand decisions because it is a linear-based adventure game.
Right.
Survival, but, like, there's stuff you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're role-playing as Joel Miller. You're role-playing as, John Fallout in Fallout. Helldivers, you're in a militia.
Yeah. So, here's my question for you. Games like, Baldur's Gate, Divinity, Skyrim, Elden Ring, like, games where you create your own character and you choose how you want to play that character. What would be the best starting game to, like, get into that type of game?
So, if you want to do it piece by piece, genuinely a role-playing game based on, like, the structure I'd said earlier, it starts with creating a character. The best possible way to get into even thinking about stuff like that, I would say, is to play The Sims. Because you're creating a character. You're creating many characters in The Sims. And these could be based off of real people in your day-to-day life. But you're creating, not you. Or you could create yourself, but I'm saying you're not playing these characters. You're creating them and they live life. You create the houses. You do all this stuff. You're designing. You're getting the creativity juices flowing. Something like that is very intuitive when you go on to playing RPGs. Now, the next portion is getting into an actual RPG with a created character, If you don't like high fantasy, genuinely, don't start with high fantasy. Don't play Baldur's Gate 3. Don't play Skyrim. Because it's just going to run into this portion where you're like, I don't like dragons. I don't like swords. I don't want to deal with that. Play Cyberpunk 2077. It's a very encapsulating story. I haven't fully played it, but I know that that's good. And it's been long enough for it to be out that you can actually enjoy it to its fullest extent. And they got a really good DLC on there that I'm pretty sure won a game award, but I'm unsure. If you want something that you can create a character, make decisions and stuff like that, play an RPG game, either Cyberpunk 2077 or there's this game that's kind of similar to Baldur's Gate feel, where it's top-down and stuff like that. Disco Elysium. I'm not sure exactly what that game is about, but Disco Elysium is like a modern-esque, like, top-down adventure game RPG. As for what it entails, I'm unsure, but I know that people have told me, oh, you like Baldur's Gate 3? You should play Disco Elysium. And I go, what the is that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. But it looks interesting. Yes, It looks interesting. But that genuinely looks like something that if you were to start on something close to Divinity or something close to, like, what the is it called? Diablo, even. Yeah. Diablo is terrible to jump right into RPG fantasy because it's already a set thing. I feel like there's a lot of lore in there. I haven't played those games, so I don't know. But I got those two for you, and also play Fallout. I know that you have heard of Fallout. I don't know if you played Fallout. I would start, honestly, with Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3. Fallout 4 is okay, but, like, Fallout 3 is really good. It's probably the last good Bethesda game that has come out that I can think of, really. Or Five Nights at Freddy's. Or you play Fallout New Vegas, which is a bit more... It's in the Mojave Desert. There's, like, a big casino, and that has a better story as well than Fallout 4. So Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas is what you should play. If you want more of, like, a first-person, thing. So, top-down, Disco Elysium. First-person, either Cyberpunk 2077 or Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. Those are my genuine, like, knowing now that you don't like high fantasy, knowing now that you know, kind of mess with, sci-fi. These are more just like futuristic sci-fi rather than like space and spaceships. Because I could say, oh, go play Outer Worlds or whatever. Yeah, go play that. That's good. I've heard a lot of good things about those. They just came out with Outer Worlds 2.
I think I have Outer Worlds on Epic. I think I got it free on Epic, but I'll have to double check that.
If you wanted to even get into like some actual like mythological like medieval stuff, play The Witcher. The Witcher is an RPG game.
I do have The Witcher 3.
Yeah, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, one of the best games ever created. Also, CD Projekt Red made Cyberpunk 2077. So if they can make a game as good as Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher's got to be good.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to be like, oh, let me sell you on this thing that is like a super niche thing that people don't really like anyways. A lot of people were like wondering what Baldur's Gate 3 was even about. And then they realized why it was Game of the Year a couple years ago. That game beat out Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
How the fuck do you beat out Spider-Man? Spider-Man is one of the biggest names in the fucking world.
Well, I don't know if you played Spider-Man 2. I haven't, but I do know a little bit of, like, storyline things in Spider-Man 2 didn't please a lot of the classic Spider-Man fans. So,
yeah,
there were some issues with that.
I know that Spider-Man 2 is sitting with no DLC and about 40 hours worth of main storyline. That is not acceptable. For a $60 game, that is not acceptable.
They don't have DLC for Spider-Man 2 yet?
There's no DLC.
When did Spider-Man 2 come out? Wasn't it like last year or something?
No. It's been out for 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, it's been out for a while, but I think it just recently got ported to PC, didn't it?
Yeah, but still no DLC?
That's crazy, because the first one has, like, what, 3 DLCs or something? Or at least 3 parts? Oh,
yeah,
is it 2?
3...
Yeah, I think 2 DLCs, but 3 4
parts.
Something? Yeah, something like that.
I believe that there's the Unsleeping City, which is the DLC with Hammerhead, and then there's the DLC... I might be wrong. I'm not sure. Technically, I guess you could count like Spider-Man Miles Morales as a DLC to the first game because it's kind of like a spin-off small game.
Yeah.
But like I 100%ed. I platinumed the first Spider-Man game. It's a masterpiece. That honestly deserved all the rewards it got, and all the awards.
Oh yeah.
That game was a fantastic story. It had me in a couple moments just like a tear shedding, and stuff like that. But like. I don't know. Spider-Man 2, a lot of people were like, Game of the Year, just because Spider-Man, they love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is Game of the Year. It's 40 hours of main storyline.
Yeah, and that's
I'm sure that there's more hours of collectibles because, Insomniac is a collectibles thing, but like...
But I mean, you also have to think about, like, the replayability. Like... Think about the replayability of Spider-Man 2 versus the replayability of Baldur's Gate 3.
The replayability for Baldur's Gate 3 is outmatching Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Baldur's Gate 3 literally has multiple storylines.
Yeah, storylines, different characters, different classes.
Yeah, I think if you get into RPGs slowly by, doing what I said, you don't have to start with Sims if you don't want to. I'm just saying if you can't get behind character creation because it's a bit, much, that's understandable. You could also go super basic and, just try to make yourself or whatever. But, like, it's just a way to get your creative juices flowing, and it's adding a little bit more of a touch of yourself because obviously in an RPG you're making decisions that you would want to make. Because you've created the character. You are the character at this point. Whereas... if you're playing as a pre-created character like Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher, what would Geralt do? You know what I mean? Or I'm playing Assassin's Creed 3. What the fuck would
That's like
Connor do?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed is like a role-playing. Not to spoil anything, but Assassin's Creed is like a role-playing game in it, like a double role-playing game.
Yeah. That's not spoiling. That's not spoiling.
I mean, that's like the twist. That's the twist of the first one.
I don't think that's the twist of the first one.
Yeah, it is.
You are in the game. You're playing as Ezio, and then within 30 minutes, you see that you're a different dude hooked up in an interface.
That's the second one.
Is it the second one?
Yeah, the first one you play as Altair, and then at the end of the game, you figure out that you're actually, what is it? Is it Desmond or is it a different character?
No, Desmond is definitely the first one.
He's also in the second one, so that's why I was like, no, I think it's both, because both of them in 2 you have flashbacks to the first one. So
yeah, and then there's obviously like Assassin's Creed Revelations where Ezio's walking the path of Altair. And stuff like that. So, I don't know. But even then, still, you're playing one of the Assassin's Creed. Oh, what would Ezio Auditore do? He would someone. There's not much. It's linear. There's side quests, but
Matt,
not doing side quests doesn't. A pacifist run in an assassin game? Yeah. Me walking into the cookie convention thinking I'm not going to eat some cookies. Be real, dude. I go to Comic-Con for the Funko Pops, not for the comics. You're pissing me off. Sam. But yeah, so if we're being honest here, I think, do one of those 4 games.
Okay.
I can't say much about Disco Elysium, genuinely, so if you do play it, let me know how it is. But other than that, usually with role-playing games, they're a lot of money, but, it makes up for, the amount of hours you put in that.
Yeah. So
another good RPG, I guess you could say, is Far Cry. The Far Cry series is one of my favorite Ubisoft productions. Obviously, it's not as big as Assassin's Creed, but Far Cry, talk about some of the most intriguing and interesting antagonists in games. Because you got Voss in 3, you got a Pagan Min in 4. I believe in Far Cry Primal, I don't recall what the one caveman's name is, but Mammoth is the bad guy. No, it's a cannibalistic caveman or whatever, who's a leader of all the cannibal cavemen. They're more presumptive of a Neanderthal look, whereas the people that you're with are more Homo erectus. Anyways, and then
Adam.
yeah, woo, tension. So there's that, and then number 5 is the Seed Siblings, of which, spoiler alert, I'm not going to tell you because you should play that game. That's my favorite of all of them so far. Not a lot of people like Far Cry 5. I think Far Cry 5 is awesome. And then there's Far Cry 6, which has Giancarlo Esposito as the voice actor and model of the main bad guys. Yeah, do with that what you will.
Isn't one of the antagonists in Far Cry also another actor in Breaking Bad?
I don't think so. Yes, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Voss, the guy who plays Voss, also the guy who plays Matt Gargan in the MCU.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. So that's
I don't know
fun
his
fact
name.
right there.
His name is Paco, I think. No, it's either Paco, because I know Tuco is one of the drug guys. And
actor Michael Mando
as... Who? I'm confused.
Let's see. Maybe he was in... Yeah, it looks like he was in Better Call Saul, rather than...
He was also...
Breaking
he was
Bad.
in Breaking Bad, because he was in the chicken shop with Gus. He was in there. I don't know if he worked for him.
Yeah, his character's name is Nacho. Nacho Varga.
Nacho. Yes, Nacho. There we go. I was I know that there's Tuco, which is the one guy who's hot, and then there's Nacho Libre. Nacho.
I am.
And then So we're about an hour into this episode. I think it's about time we kind of get into what we rolled on or spun on to.
Yeah, Balatro.
Last week, Balatro, one of my favorite games.
Speaking of one of your favorite games, I wanted to ask you that question specifically. Why Balatro is exactly one of your favorite games?
Genuinely, it's so addictive.
It is.
it's
it
something
really
that
is.
it's something there was one point where I was just playing it for fun. I was
Yeah.
streaming it for a while, and then I like ended stream, and I'm like, I'm just gonna keep playing.
Yeah. There'd be there was like a time where I was like playing in bed and I'm okay, let me just finish this run. I'm sure I'm gonna die soon. Like, and then it's like 2 hours later. I'm like, oh wait, I should probably actually go to bed. I need to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, it had one of those on me. I was streaming, got off stream, and I said, I can keep playing. I can keep playing. My partner goes to bed. I'm like, okay, I'll be in there soon. I'm just gonna play a run or two, depending on how good I do. I kid you not, I look at the clock. I started playing on my own around like 10. It's like 5 in the morning. I don't know where the time went. I don't know what the happened. That game engulfs you,
Mhm.
and then it tricks you into thinking that there's more to it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to it.
Yeah, and
There's not a lot, and I think that that's one of the most redeeming factors. The only things
definitely.
I have to keep track of are what jokers I have, what they do, and what ante I'm on with like the boss blind. That's
Yeah.
all I keep track of. And it's a roguelite.
That was
Yes, a roguelite.
another one of the questions I had for you. Do you know the difference between roguelite and roguelike?
Funny enough, I just learned not that long ago because I was using the wrong one. This is a roguelite because stuff that you do inside the game unlocks stuff for you to use later in the game, and it could give you an advantage. So
I guess it's both a roguelite and a roguelike, because technically, as you play the game, you unlock like new Joker cards and new decks, but your upgrades don't necessarily carry over each like run you do, which makes it a roguelike.
I guess you're right, but I don't agree fully because having certain jokers unlocked gives you the possibility. So I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it is
Yeah,
like a
that's why
fine
I
line
was
down the
like,
middle because there's still the possibility of not getting those things, but most of the time you're going to get a bunch of new stuff, especially when you unlock X amount of jokers. Like on my PC, I have all the jokers unlocked. On the Xbox, I have all the jokers unlocked. Like, I have everything unlocked on both of them.
mhm.
So it's definitely like realistically any game. I'm gonna pull this again. Realistically, any game could be seen as a roguelike or a roguelite because you go in with the information if you play again,
So,
and that helps you.
real quick for the viewers either watching or listening who don't know the difference between roguelike and roguelite. Roguelikes have no progress carryover between run, while roguelites allow some permanent upgrades or unlocks after death. And one of the best ways I found to describe them, like the difference between the two, was on Reddit. Someone mentioned that technically Balatro would be a... Yep, so Balatro, Slay the Spire, or... they crossed it out, but Balatro and Slay the Spire would be a roguelike, where you carry nothing over, whereas Hades, RoboQuest, or Across the Obelisk, however you pronounce it, is a roguelite, where you grow stronger. And further thinking into it, a roguelike really, you just grow with the experience in playing the game, where a roguelite, you kind of grow with upgrades in your character as the game. But also, sometimes makes me wonder whether I'm getting better at the game because I'm getting these upgrades, or whether it's because I'm getting better at playing the game with experience, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with Balatro though, it doesn't really take much experience to get a good run.
Yeah.
It's definitely based on like your luck.
Mhm.
But I can say you bringing up like the difference made me realize something. Do you know the game Learn to Fly?
Yeah,
with
the little penguin? Yeah.
That's a roguelike then, or a roguelite.
Yeah. That's
Because you could
interesting.
beat the game and then play it again to earn achievements, and there's permanent upgrades you can get in the black market shop that are permanent upgrades to your runs. I've never thought of it like that before, but that's a thing. Like
Yeah.
Learn to Fly, that game that I used to play on free Flash games, you know,
Talk about
is
a
a
throwback.
roguelite. Yeah, that it is a throwback. There's also like, what was it called? There was that one. There was Earn to Die, which was the zombie car one. I don't know if that is. I think that's quantified as a rogue-like because it's the same. You don't. At least the free Flash version was a rogue-like because you do a run and then you get money from X amount of zombies and then you go on to do some in like the shop and then you do it again and it's the same over and over and over again until you upgrade your car to a point where you win. You know what I mean? So like that's a roguelite, but like there's no chance of failure once you get fully upgraded. Then there's this one that I can't remember what it was called, but you were like, oh, Burrito Bison. Did you play Burrito Bison? I want to replay that game so bad, but I can't because I don't think it's a. I don't think you can buy it. But because that was on like free Flash games, but now Flash Player, Adobe Flash Player, isn't existing.
Yeah.
The only way to be able to play them is if you have an emulator, of which my friend Liam, Sam knows Liam.
Shout out Liam.
He sent me like a list of old Flash games, so I'm wondering if that's on there. And it's like an emulator of all those games, so I'm wondering if that's on there and if I can play it. There was Raft Wars. That was
a classic.
That was a good one. We're getting off the topic of Balatro, though.
Yeah.
Balatro,
I'm going back to Balatro.
For the people that don't understand what it is and don't know what the we're talking about, it is a rogue-like, I guess.
Roguelike, whatever.
It's a poker game where you accumulate cards in your hand and then you play them, and certain cards and certain like hands that you play, like a poker hand, so you can play like a full house, a flush, straight, pair, three of a kind, two pair. You get the idea. Those those like hand types have different increments assigned to them with poker chips and a multiplier. The whole point of the game is to be able to beat the final boss blind, and that's an ante-8. So it's very poker, like themed.
Yeah.
Realistically, I'm sure that they could, make a game that's exactly like this, but make it a different theme with different like ways of playing certain, plays or whatever.
One of my friends was talking. He was saying he thought Balatro was just alright, but it was mainly because he likes story games, and there was really no story to Balatro. And for me, that's not an issue. Like, I like story games, and I like games without story, and I'm okay with both of them. So
yeah, I mean, Balatro, sometimes you just need a game that you can turn your brain off to.
Yeah, and this is definitely one of those games where like you can go like 2 or 3 months without playing and easily pick back up, unless somehow you forget how to play poker.
Yeah, but luckily it tells you what the hands are, unlike in real poker. I feel like every time I go to play poker with some of my friends, which is very, very not often, we always have to pull up like the different hand types. Because of Balatro and how much I've played, I don't need that anymore.
Oh yeah.
I don't need it. I know everything now, and I think that this has made me a demon when it comes to casinos. Like, it's so good. So good.
Oh yeah.
But, Sam, what would you say? I don't know what you've unlocked. I don't know what you've done, if you've won, how many times you've won. I don't know
I haven't. The furthest into a run I've gotten was, I think, Ante 6, maybe? Ante 6 or 7.
Really?
A couple times I've made it pretty far.
This entire part is going to be cut out now.
No. Just like the 30-second intervals of me doing that, but
okay.
Unfortunately, I have not won a run. I've really only had the game for I've had it for less than a week. I got it on Sunday, and today is Thursday, so... But I mean, I've unlocked a couple things. It is a fun game. I mean, like you said, it's real easy to play, real easy to pick up, real addicting to, like, you don't want to put it down, and It's
Now,
just
what means do you play this? Is it on PC or is it on your phone?
I have it on my phone. I have the Fold 7, so my phone opens up into a tablet. So it's real easy for me to just play it on my phone tablet.
Oh yeah.
So
So, do you play with the sound on?
yes,
How do you like the soundtrack?
I haven't listened to a lot of it, mainly because when I play it, I either play it with like my volume turned down, or when I do play it with sound, I have like headphones in and I'm listening to music. But I've got like clips of it through like the transition between songs.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing about it, I was gonna try and bring up the fact that there's not much music to the game other than the main track. The
Hmm.
main track line, there's not like, if you're doing XYZ, there's like, I think only one difference that I can think of, and it's in the beginning of the game. It's just ambient sounds with like woo, and then the only difference in music is the shop versus the main game. So there's not a lot. But the thing is with a lot of games like that, where it's only one or two songs in the game and there's not a lot to the game, the song can get annoying. I don't think that that's true for Balatro. Like, it's such a nice song.
Okay.
I could sit here and play on my computer with no other music playing. No Spotify, no nothing. And I'm just locked in, clicking away,
He's just
setting
grinding.
up pairs. Yeah, I'm grinding this game. You know, I'm getting up to gold stake. I know you don't know what the that means, but like, gold stake is the last stake that you can win on a deck. Right now, since you haven't won, you're only on white stake of either red, blue, or yellow.
Yeah.
You know, you'll get more. I don't know if you have the green deck unlocked or the black deck, but like,
I think I have red, blue, and green, but I am still on like the basic difficulty.
yeah. So the thing is with the stakes, you know, it stamps your deck when you win. So you'll be constantly reminded, I did that. You know
Oh,
what
cool.
I mean? Aside from being able to go up in difficulty for that deck specifically, it doesn't transmute to all of them. So if you win on red, you still have to win on base difficulty with blue. Still got to win on base difficulty with green, you know, and so on and so forth. But I think as you play more, you are going to heavily enjoy all the different decks that you're going to find out are in this game.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to spoil too much, because like, they're cool to like figure out on your own and stuff like that. And I don't really want to take that away from you. I heavily suggest at least playing until you get to the unlocking the last deck, because the last deck is so funny to me.
Okay.
But that takes like a lot of time. But this type of game, like we've stated over and over and over again, it's addicting.
Mhm.
I've put you onto this because of chance of
Yeah.
landing on it with the wheel.
Yeah, I was
But
like before I even like got the game, I knew like Balatro had something to do with like poker, but I don't know, I like never actually like took the initiative to like try playing the game. And once I actually got it and played it, I was like when I first played it, it was a little confusing just because I didn't understand like the concept of it. But after like I don't know, like the first run, it like clicked and it was like it's basically just like advanced poker with upgrades.
it's money go big, or number go big simulator.
Yeah.
In order to win big, you gotta hit big, and in order to hit big, you gotta get big number.
I was explaining it to my mom, and I was like, it's basically poker, and you use the poker chips to earn money. Like you basically get the poker chips and you win like the stake, and you get money to buy upgrades. And she thought it was like microtransactions where I was paying actual money to like upgrade my game. I was like, no, this is in-game money.
Yeah, in-game money used to buy tarot cards and spectral cards. And
Yeah, planet
Celestial
cards.
planet cards. I'm buying the Earth to upgrade my full house.
I'm buying to upgrade my highest card run.
Yes. Recently, I was playing a full house run. I take it you haven't gotten any legendary jokers yet, right?
I don't remember what rarity it was, but I did get one of the Jokers that negated the effects of the big boss, and
Ooh.
that was one of the runs I got to like Ante 6, and I was like, okay, cool, I can do this, and then didn't like get enough money, and I was like, oh, okay, crap.
Do you recall if you bought it from a shop or if it was generated through a tarot card?
I don't remember.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, legendary jokers only are like a 1 in X amount of chance of getting in a tarot pack. So, to viewers that have never played this game, this is going to sound like fucking gibberish to you. You have to open a tarot pack, and then there's a chance that it'll say legendary joker shard, or a legendary shard. If you click that, it'll generate and add to your jokers a legendary joker, and there's 5. And what you had said kind of indicated something to me like a legendary joker. I'm not going to get too into it so that you can see it for yourself. But yeah, so if you buy the Arcana packs, you're gonna like that when you see it, because holy sh- I was playing a run, like I'd stated, with full houses that had a legendary joker in it, and it was helping so much. I got to like Annie 11 because you can keep going after you win.
Yeah. I think my first run that I like got highest to, I was doing like a diamond suit deck because I unlocked one of the jokers that like all the diamond cards gave me like an extra multiplier or something.
Yeah.
And then it got to the boss where like all the diamond suit cards are debuffed, and I was like, okay, I'm not making it past this.
Yep, that's how it gets you. Yep. That's when, upgrading, your Jupiters, because you were doing Diamond Flush.
Probably. Yeah,
so that's when you upgrade you get a bunch of Jupiter planet cards and upgrade the base level of it. Dude, I could literally talk to you hours and hours if you played more and found out more. Because like I said, I don't want to like give you too much information because it just so good. I don't even know how many hours into that game. I know on computer I put in probably like 90 hours into it, and then on Xbox I have no idea. But I only have 4 achievements left on Xbox though, so if that gives you an idea of how much I've been playing that game. So, okay, since we, did the wheel and this is a new experience for you, which that's why I like this podcast, is because the wheel, it gives us, it incites us to do stuff we haven't done before, looking into things that we haven't looked into before, and we're trying new things, and we're talking to you about our new experiences. So it's a guaranteed new experience every episode almost.
Yeah, and also, for some of you just tuning in or just finding out about this, you can leave comments both on Spotify and YouTube. Give us some suggestions about what you might want in the wheel. We'll probably start out with stuff we do have experience with. At least one of us has experience with, but I mean, once we get to a point where we kind of run out of ideas on like between the two of us, just drop some suggestions in the comments and we'll see if we can visit your topic.
For sure. And it is randomized every time. Like I said, it's like we talked about, it's a wheel. So there's a high chance. Most of the time, what's probably going to happen is I'm going to just update the wheel, save it. I have the file, that which I can put into the wheel. So I'm just probably going to add every topic that isn't on the wheel already that's suggested, and there's a chance that it'll show up. But I did want to bring up Marvel Rivals. Have you played that game at all? I know I've talked to you about it.
I haven't played it yet. I know isn't it free to play?
It is free to play, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the most similar game I've played was maybe Valorant, if you would count that as similar.
I mean, you're playing as like an operator with certain powers,
yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I've seen gameplay of it, and it's free to play, so I don't really have an excuse not to play it. I think the main reason I don't want to play it is because I'd be bad at it. But, I mean, that comes with every, like, new game and all that, so...
Yeah, I mean, you can also do, like, practice versus, like, AI, like, computers, Mm-hmm. And, you can choose the difficulty so you can have some practice and, get a feel for the game before jumping in with other people. You don't have to play with a headset. You don't gotta talk to anybody if you don't want to. It just, you do what you gotta do. Mm-hmm. The reason I bring up Marvel Rivals, though, is they recently, I don't know how recent, it's been at least a week, I want to say, they added the Marvel Zombies game mode to go with the animated short series that came out.
Yeah.
Of which, did we talk about that? That was really good.
I didn't watch it. I watched
Bruh.
I watched the What If Marvel Zombies, but that was about it.
Watch it. It's pretty peak.
Okay.
Kind of leaves you on a like a, oh, come on. 4 episodes, no reason not to.
Okay.
It's really good. It goes off of the story from the episode that you're talking about of What If, from my understanding.
Okay.
So, I think you'll like it, genuinely. There's some really moments in it. Really funny moments, and then sad moments, so it's pretty good. But anyways, yeah, there's a new, essentially like a shoot 'em up mode, PvE, player versus everything, and it's a team of 4, where it's like a wave of zombies that you're fighting, and you're going through, waves of zombies and stuff, and then you fight Zombie Namor, which is a part of the Marvel Zombies short series that just came out. And then the final boss, of course, is Scarlet Witch as the Queen in the Marvel Zombies animated TV show. So, yeah, it's super fun, super addicting. That is actually a roguelite tying into the rest of the episode.
Like Marvel
It's
Rivals?
that game mode itself
Okay.
is a roguelite. Because as you level up in that game mode, you put points into certain characteristics for each character.
Oh, okay.
So, starting out, you have Blade, you have Punisher, you have Jeff the Landshark, you have Magic, and then you have Thor. I believe it is just those 5. And yeah, you put in these points into each of those. You do that, and then it carries over into your next run. There's different levels of difficulty. You unlock them as you win, and it's super fun, super awesome, really addicting because it's just like you buy power-ups in the thing with in-game coins that like you're awarded throughout the run. Like, it's so good, so good. If you do play Marvel Rivals, you should at least try that game mode out. But yeah, unless you have anything to say about that, that is all I have to say.
No, I mean, sounds interesting. I'll see if I can give it a try. Yeah.
I mean, it's super fun. Super fun. Marvel Rivals in general, we could play that together if you wanted, or some. Who knows? I don't think you have to worry about being bad at the game. There's a lot of bad people in that game, and I would carry you to wins. So, yeah.
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 Okay, guys, let's go to the wheel.
I was gonna say, let's spin this wheel.
Okay, gang. Let me share my screen, actually. Screen, share, holy crap. Alright, gang. So, with Balatro being today's topic, I took out that, and then I put in Luke Cage show or more. Kind of similar to Sam's Hades that we put in here, but we're going to spin it up. Hopefully we get something of Sam's since we got something of mine this time, and we'll see. But here we go. What do we get? Oh my gosh.
Looks like
Sam?
Should I break out the costume?
You might have to break out the costume for this.
Oh, that'll be classic.
Alright, guys. Next week, guaranteed, we're talking about The Flash.
The Flash.
I hope you're excited. Sam, you're going to have to lead the charge on this because I know nothing about The Flash, dude.
Other
than
super
Barry
excited
Allen.
about it. It might have to end up watching the Flash movie. I haven't seen it yet. Not looking too forward to it, but we'll see.
I don't know how much media I can consume for The Flash given like all the other shows that I'm watching right now.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I will try my best to at least look up clips.
Yeah, I mean, you can look up clips, look up like facts about the character. Yeah, basically.
I'll look some stuff up. To ask you about it, and then let you go on a rant about some stuff with it.
Yeah.
Because this was your pick, so I hope you know what you want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of
options.
Yeah, a lot of options here, both with the comics, the character as both many characters in many universes, and the character in TV shows, movies, and all that kinds of stuff. So, yeah, we'll wrap this episode up, and Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for chilling with us here at Pod-1218. We welcome you to our universe anytime. Sam, where can they find you at other than here?
I am known as the Style Guru 52. I'm on Instagram, TikTok. I just announced the podcast today. I'll continue marketing for that. Hopefully soon we'll get up our own pages, social media pages for everything. But yeah, I am the Style Guru 52, Instagram and TikTok. And Matt, where can they find you at?
You can hit me up at twitch.tv/slothy streams to chill out with me. Subnautica stream coming on Saturday and subsequent streams after that because I'm going to play a bit of it. But yeah, come hang out, pop in chat, say hello, tell me you're from the podcast, and yeah, we're going to have some fun there. You can also find me on TikTok at slothyboy with I's instead of Y's in the name. That's where I post any content, but mostly I kind of have just been posting stories about when I stream. So yeah, I might get back into content creation. Who knows? I have no idea. But thank you for chilling. Like we said, this has been Pod-1218.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in.
And hopefully you stay safe out there.
Yep. Stay safe. Happy holidays. We got some holidays coming up, but hopefully it won't interrupt our release schedule too much. So
it shouldn't.
Yep.
But alright, guys. See you next time. Tune in for episode 4 where we talk about the Flash.
The Flash. Here and go.
The Flash.